So, Devaansh, let me know what you have been doing this week. How was it as far as mathematics is concerned?
Good. I didn't get to finish all of the questions as I had lots of tests going on,
Okay,
but I got through like the first eight or something.
that's fine. That's very good.
I just had trouble on question six and seven.
What is it kind of? Can you read the question?
All right. Yeah, I'm just opening it. It said Jim is 4 years older than Sarah. 5 years from now, the sum of their ages will be 100. How old is Jim?
Okay. So, when we say 5 years from now, it means there, let's say the present age is J for Jim, right? Then
Yes.
5 years from now, J will be J plus 5.
Yes.
And Sarah will also be S plus 5. Okay. So, you understand the concept?
Yes.
So try that, try that. So you'll get the
Yeah.
equation. Add their ages and make it 100. That's it. So it's not a very
Yeah.
difficult.
So yeah, the equation I got was J plus 5
Yes,
plus S plus 5 equals 100.
perfect. And
Then I
before that,
substituted,
yes,
or before that it was J equals S plus 4.
correct. Substitute and get the answer. S plus 4
Yeah,
into the
so
second equation, right?
yes. So S plus 4 plus 5 plus S plus 5 equals 100.
Yeah, 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 like that. Correct.
And then 2S plus 14, 100. And then I got S equals 43. So J equals 57. And then 57 minus 5, 52.
Yeah. So do all the questions. Once you do them, then we can discuss them all. Is that clear?
Alright.
Okay, so today I thought we'll discuss a new topic and we'll take, since you are in grade 8, one of the most important topic in grade 8 is cylinders, surface area and volume, different shapes, surface area and volume. So we can
Yeah,
just,
we just had a test on that.
oh, you just had a test on that. Okay. So anyway, so let me share that particular, set of questions with you. Let's go through them. Then in that case, you can easily answer those questions very fast. And then we'll have word problems where we will involve geometrical shapes. Is it okay? So it becomes
Alright, that's
really
good.
interesting. Yeah. So let me share the screen with you. Uh, that is the one. Okay. So you can see my screen, right?
Yes.
So this is a cross, this is your cylinder right there shown. And
Yes.
in case of a cylinder, we have circular base. We say that the base is circle. So area of the base is basically pi r square. And if you
Yes.
cut it open, it forms a rectangle as shown here. So, and the circumference is one side of that particular rectangle, height is the other side. So circumference is 2 pi r, right? And so you
Yes.
get this formula, circumference is 2 pi r, which is actually the length of the, or you can say height of the cylinder. So you use that to find the curved surface area, correct?
Yes.
Yes. So these are different related formulas here. First, beginning on the left-hand side is the circumference of a circle, which is 2 pi r or pi times d, pi d. Area is
Yes.
pi r square. Volume of a cylinder is pi r square h, right? So because area of the base times height. The curved surface
Yes.
area is lateral area of the cylinder itself, which is 2 pi r h, and then we have two cylinders or two circles, one at the top, one at the bottom. So it makes it 2 pi r h plus 2 pi r square, right? So these are all the related formulas. So now let us see how do we get the volume formula for the cylinder itself. So as you know, area of the base is pi r squared. So we just wrote it here. And that's the area of the base. If you multiply base with height, you get the volume. So the volume of a cylinder is pi r square h. Now, it is important to note that volume of most of these figures, which are prisms, we could always find the volume by having the area of the base and multiplying that with the height, correct? Any prism
Yes.
area will be same formula. If you have a pyramid, then what happens to the volume? Can you tell me?
I think we learned this at school. You have to times it by 1/3.
Perfect. So those are one third. So in that case, starting with a simple example like a cylinder, you can actually find volume of most of the regular shapes, right? Whether it is pyramids or prisms. So as you're rightly saying, if it is a pyramid, then it is one third the volume of the prism, correct? So we'll have some questions based on this. So the very first question for you is find the volume of cylinder with radius of 2 centimeters and height of 4 centimeters. So what will be your answer?
Okay. Around this. Oh, the answer is already shown on the
Yeah,
screen.
sure. On the figure, this is a simple question. So basically, you'll say pi is 3.14, we normally take as. You could write answers in terms of pi itself also. That is also sometimes admissible, right? And definitely r square times h, and you get 16 times pi or approximately 50 centimeter cube. Now, to begin with, let's also find surface area of a particular prism for which we have given you that the cylinder with diameter of 6 centimeters and height of 10. So what steps will you follow to actually get this particular surface area when you are given diameter and height?
So first you have to find the area of the top and the base,
Okay.
and then you can find the circumference of the circle and times it by the height to
The
find
area.
the curved.
Okay. So basically, first you should find the radius, right? Because most of the formulas are related with radius. So diameter half will give you the radius, correct? Once you get the
Yes.
radius, then you can substitute in the area and surface area formula and find the answer. Perfect. Now, many times, surface area, we are interested in finding area of painting the surface. Now, in that case, it is possible that sometimes we may have, the paint cost may be different for different surfaces, right? So, in that case,
Yes.
those questions could be slightly more complicated, where separately you have to multiply the rate of paint which will be applied on the surface area, different for
Yes.
different surfaces, correct? Now, you know the basics, so we can actually go through some questions now. I thought I could hide the answers, but somehow the answers are kind of very, very prominent here. Okay,
It's okay. I'll try not to look at them.
yeah, don't look at them. Yes, that is a good thing. So, question number one, can you read the question and answer?
Yes. So the radius is 10. 62.8 cm
Yeah,
for the
correct, that's correct.
circumference.
Yes. And if radius is 10, then the area will be?
Yeah, I'm just working it out. 314 centimeters.
Correct. Uh, when we don't write the units in the question, you may say unit square. So area unit will be always a square unit. Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay. Next question is slightly tricky. If area is 16 pi, find circumference of the circle. How will you do it? If area is 16 pi, find circumference of the circle.
No, I'm not sure how to do this.
Okay. So this is kind of important. We have to do reverse calculation. We know that area is pi r square, correct?
Yes.
And we are given area as 16 pi. So you can equate 16 pi to pi r square. Pi and pi will cancel, so you'll get 16 equals to r square, right?
Yes.
And when you square root it, you know r is 4. 4 square is 16. So you can find radius, and once you find the radius, then you can always find circumference of the circle, correct? So it is
Yes.
very important to do reverse calculations. And similarly, question number 4 is also a reverse calculation. If circumference is 16 pi, find the area of the circle. So tell me, how will you do this one?
So circumference is 2 pi r. So pi
Yes,
cancels out again.
again, very
And
good.
then you've got 2r and then divide by 2. So 16 over 2.
8. 8 is the radius, and now you can find all the answers, correct? So this was to
Yes.
understand the basic concepts, and I think they're absolutely clear. You'll actually have questions after we go through these simple examples and then similar questions to work with, okay? Now the question is,
Alright.
for a unit circle, calculate radius, diameter, circumference, and area. When I say unit circle, it means what?
Like, it, uh, not sure.
Radius is 1 unit. So when we say unit circle, we mean radius is 1, okay? Now the question is very
Okay.
simple. Radius is 1, diameter is twice, and
Uh,
circumference is how much?
2 pi r.
2 pi, r
So
is
it's
1. Yeah, and the area is just
yeah.
pi. Is that clear to you? Right?
Yes.
Very simple. The only term is unit circle means radius of 1 unit. Now, question number
Okay.
6 is, find the radius r of a circle for which circumference and area have exactly same numerical values. Units will be different. How? The value is exactly same. So how will you do this type of question?
So this would mean that 2r is the same as r squared.
Yes.
And then you can.
So basically, you just equate the
Yeah.
formula for circumference and area, which is 2 pi r is equals to pi r square. So pi and pi cancel, r and r cancel. You're left with 1 r on the other side and 2 on this side. So if I have a circle with radius of 2 units, in that case, area and circumference will have the same value. Is that clear?
Yes.
Correct. Both will be like 4 pi, correct? So that is
Yes.
important to know. These are good things to know, when, especially when you're doing some multiple choice test papers and you have to save some time. Next question is,
Okay.
find value of r for which circumference will be greater than the area of this circle. And you're given 4 choices. Which value of r will give you greater circumference than the area of the same circle?
Um. Not sure.
A bit tricky again. Last time we saw that for r equals to 2, both are equal, correct? So we have the same type of equation, but in equality form. We want circumference to be greater than area, correct? That means 2 pi r should be greater than pi r square, right?
Yes.
So when you cancel out pi pi and one of the r's, you are left with 2 greater than r, or r is less than 2. So if the radius of the circle is less than 2, in that case, in numbers, circumference will be more than the area. And the only number which is smaller than 2 is a. And therefore, that becomes your answer. Is that clear?
Yes.
So for a circle with radius less than 2, circumference is going to be more than the area. For 2, both will be of the same size. Is that clear? Now
Yes.
we get to the practice questions for which the answers are not provided. So we have given you the formula. Volume is pi r square h. Surface area is curved surface plus top plus bottom, the base. which is 2 pi r h plus pi r square plus pi r square, which is 2 pi r h plus 2 pi r square. Now, these are the questions for you to do. Given a cylinder with height of 10 centimeters and radius of 10 centimeters, you need to find volume, surface area, explain how the above value will change if the height is tripled, and explain how the above values will change if the radius is tripled. Okay?
Okay.
Now, yes, you can just do the calculation and tell me the answer for question number 1 and 2, and then we'll discuss 3 and 4.
Okay. But 3,140 centimeters squared.
Yeah. So
Cubed.
So 10 cube will be 1000 and 3.14 times 1000 because it's 1000 pi, and therefore you got this answer 3114. Is that clear? Correct. So
Yes.
you can find the surface area also, very clear. Now, let us discuss question number 3. Explain how the above values will change if height is tripled. So if height is tripled, then how many times will be the volume? Will it be 3 times, 6 times, 9 times, 12 times?
I think it will be 3 times.
Correct, because height is only h, right? Now, how
Yes.
many, if the radius is tripled, then volume will be how many
Ni-
times?
9 times because it's radius squared.
Yes, that is absolutely correct. So that is kind of important to understand. Let's take up the next question. So let us assume that there are 3 tennis balls in a can, which is where they're tightly fit in, right? So can
Yes.
you please read the question and answer? So we are given
Okay.
that the diameter of tennis ball is given to you, right?
Yes.
And this will fit in like this. Assume this, right? And
Yes.
tell me what is the diameter of your cylinder and what is the height or length of the cylinder in this case.
So the diameter would be the same as the tennis balls roughly because they
Yeah,
tightly fit.
correct.
So it'd be 6.75 centimeters.
Yes,
And the height would be 3 times because the tennis balls are spherical, so the diameter would be same as the height.
yes.
So you
And
have to just do 3 times 6.75.
that becomes the height. And you'll find radius by dividing this by 2 and do the needful just as you
Yes.
did in previous questions. So not a problem at all, right? Next question. Question number 6. Can you read this question and try it out?
Okay.
Read it loudly.
A cylinder has a volume of 128 pi centimeters cubed. Find the possible dimensions, radius and height for which it will have minimum surface area. So you have to find the smallest possible surface area.
Yes. So do you know the condition? When will it have minimum surface area?
No.
Okay. So you make a note of this. This is very important. It is going to have minimum surface area when diameter is equal to height. Is that okay?
Okay.
Diameter equals to height.
Okay.
Right. Now you can solve this particular question. You know that the volume is 128 pi and you need to find dimensions. And you also know that in this condition, diameter and height are same.
Alright, I don't really know how to solve it.
Okay, so what did you do so far? Tell me your thinking.
So I'm trying to find the radius.
Yes, how will you find?
So 128 pi equals pi r squared height.
Okay, and r and height is same, so you get pi r cube. Do you see that?
Oh yes, okay.
Now you can do, right? So you got only one variable, pi r cube. Pi and pi cancel, correct? Simple.
Yes,
Pi and pi
yes.
cancel. You have to do cube root of 128 to get the radius, right? So what is that? Here, you can use calculator, right?
Yes.
5 cube is 125, so it is slightly more than 5.
Yeah.
Correct? 5 cube is 125. We're looking for cube root of 128, slightly more than 5 is the radius, and same is the height. You get the idea, correct? So
Yes.
this
Yes.
question could be there in your competitive exam. So we are trying to actually prepare you for some examinations like kangaroo contest, right? And many other for you. So in that case, you may need some techniques of solving questions faster, right? Because you have to save time, and time is very critical. So 5 cube is 125, and that gives you a clue that the answer should be very close, slightly more than 5. Is that clear?
Yes.
So make a note of new learnings, that is minimum surface area for a cylinder will be when the diameter and height are same. Sorry.
Yes.
Diameter and height are same. You use radius and height, right? So height will be written as 2 times r. So please make a correction. Please make a correction.
Okay.
2 times r will be height. So r cube times 2, right, will be equals to 128 pi. So first pi cancel. You have to divide this by 2. So you get 64. And cube root of 64 is 4. So 4 is your answer.
Okay.
Yeah. Clear?
Yes.
Okay. So actually, we did all these questions. I hope you find them interesting and useful. Devansh, can you
Yes.
summarize your learnings? You already had a test on this, so you knew quite a bit. So could you tell me the new things which you have learned in just 20 minutes?
So I learned how you can find the radius and height by just looking at the area expressed in terms of pi,
Okay. Yes.
the volume expressed in terms of pi,
Yes.
and that the minimum surface area you have to have the diameter equal to height or to radius equal to height.
Correct. And that helps you to solve many questions where we are saying optimization of a size. You understand? So where you need to optimize the size, in that case, we want maximum volume, right? In cylindrical things, you have cans where you put all the things. You need the maximum volume, but you have to pay the minimum cost. Packaging is cost. Surface area is cost. So we have to reduce it. So therefore, we will prefer a shape which will have the same diameter and same height for the minimum cost, right? Similarly, when you go for prisms, in that case, we'll see that cube has this property. In case of a cube, for the same volume, you have minimum surface area. If you're looking into any rectangular prism, is that clear? So these things are
Yes.
kind of important. Now here is a bonus question for you. I'd like you to take a picture of this, or I'll share with you this particular video so you can you take a picture of this?
No, I
Oh,
can't.
don't worry. I'll send you this particular thing. But what I've done now is we have learned the concept of cylinders. But we have related that prisms have similar kind of formulas which can be applied. It is basically the base area times height which gives you the volume, correct? We have also learned that to optimize a cylindrical shape, we need to have diameter equal to height. And to optimize a prism, especially a rectangular prism, we need to have all those dimensions same. And it is a cube which gives you the maximum volume for the same surface area. Is that clear?
Yes.
Now, we have very interesting question here. An old rectangular prism water storage tank has capacity of 120,000 meter cube. So it is a rectangular prism water storage tank with a capacity of 120,000 meter cube. It is to be replaced by a new cylindrical tank of the same capacity, right? Volume. Find the dimensions of the new tank if its area of the base is twice that of the previous tank. Explain the assumptions considered to solve. So you have to make your own assumptions to solve this particular question. Clear?
Yes.
Part B is it costs $1.25 to paint each square meter of the tank's surface. Find the cost to paint the outside of the tank. C. A metal cover is placed on top of the tank for security. It costs $2 per meter cube. Find the cost of the cover if it is 5 centimeter thick, right? So it's kind of a difficult question at your level, but I hope with your knowledge, you should be in a position to answer this, okay?
Okay.
So tell me, what is going to be your approach to answer such a question?
So I think firstly I'd have to try find the right dimensions. We know that the area to find the volume of a cylinder, you need the area of the base, which
Yes,
is pi r square.
yes.
So the base of the rectangular prism must be similar to pi r squared.
Okay. So first thing what you should do is you need to find the dimension of the rectangular prism itself. Since in this particular case, they are saying find the dimension of the new tank if its area of the base is twice that of the previous tank. So we are given the area of the base in relation to previous tank area, correct?
Yes.
So what is going to be the area of the previous tank, which is a rectangular prism? So we'll assume, first assumption is that previous rectangular prism is a cubic in nature. So all the dimensions are same, right? So cube is
Okay.
like sides cube, correct? And therefore,
Yes.
each side will be cube root of 120,000, right?
Yes.
So make a note of this. So each side will be cube root of 120,000. And so you know that side length and surface area will be square of that. So cube root of 120,000 and then you square this to find area of the base. So you get the area of the base, correct?
Yes.
Once you get the area of the base, you know that the area of the cylinder is 2 times that. So you have area of the cylinder base, which is pi r square. So you'll divide by pi and get the radius of your cylinder, right?
Yes.
Once you get the radius, you can do all the calculations. Is that clear?
Yes.
So this is an assignment for the week for you. So you know all
Okay.
the concepts behind it. I'd like you to really work on this particular assignment and then submit this assignment. Is that clear?
All right. Yeah, I just took a screenshot.
Yeah, sure. So
Yeah.
I think that's it for you. Can you now tell me what are your learnings for today's lesson?
So I found out how to get the minimum surface area um of a cylinder.
Yeah.
I found out how to how to find the radius when you're looking at the volume in terms of pi.
Yes. So that is kind of reverse calculation. If we are given area, we can actually reverse calculate the radius. If you are given circumference, we can reverse calculate the radius. Even in surface area, when we are given, we can find the radius. We can go back, right? And second, lastly, what
Yes.
we learned is we actually connected at the end with different kinds of shapes. We're now talking about prism and a cylinder. And this particular question is a very difficult question in general, where you also need to do assumptions, right? Things are not absolutely clear in the question. So when you have such a situation, it is good to assume so that you make the problem simpler for yourself, right?
Yes.
So you make it simpler by assuming that the rectangular prism is actually a cube. So, you have actually cut down from length, width, and height to just one side. Perfect. And that
Yes.
helps you to answer the base question, which is based on cylinder itself, right? So this is a good technique for solving questions, especially when you are solving a difficult question like this, right? And of course, once you find
Yes.
the surface area, all those things, you can find the cost of painting also, right? So an attempt to answer this will help you review or understand many concepts on similar type of topics, right? Okay, so we'll actually end our class at this stage over here. I will share with you this particular video, and thereby you'll get this particular question also. And then submit your previous assignment along with this one, so that we are well prepared for our next lesson, where I'm going to combine
Yep.
the word problems with volume and surface area. Is that clear?
Okay.
So that's going to be very interesting. Okay,
Yes.
thank you for now. Bye and have a
Thank
great
you.
day. Thank you.
Same to you.